Hi everybody, welcome back. It's like coming to class. Okay, so we're just going to continue off where we left with vocab, so we'll call this vocab number 2, or what we started on Tuesday. Alright, so we ended with lines and segments and things like rays last time. We're going to start off with angles. So an angle is 2 rays with a common endpoint. Alright, so we have our endpoint. Alright, our single point. We're going to have a ray going this way because remember a ray is a line starting from a single point. So it starts in one place. Remember it starts from my marker and we tie our string around it and we just go. And that's a ray. And an angle is 2 rays with a common endpoint. Alright? Now, looking at this, we all remember that an acute angle is tiny because it's cute. Remember, it fits in my pocket. Alright? So an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So this is just a plain regular angle just as it is. I could make it any which way. This other hand could be all the way over here. And we can make it look like Pac-Man again. But for right now, I'm just going to find my imaginary straight line straight up, or my perpendicular line. Find my 90 degree. Alright? So straight up is 90, so I know that it's inside, which means it's an acute angle. Acute. And it's an angle because it has these 2 arrows right here. So it's 2 rays. So it's an acute angle. Alright? Next. Alright, next we're going to go to straight angles. So we have our common endpoint because every angle, every single angle, no matter what, will have that common endpoint. And now I want my right angle, so I'm going to go straight up, make my little square, and this again, this right here, this little bitty square, this corner of a square, is telling me that you know it's a 90 degree angle. We know that right here and right here, it's making 90 degrees, exactly. So this is a right angle. Okay? So it's still 2 rays. So it's still 2 strings tied to my marker, but one's going exactly that way, and one is going exactly this way, or that way. It just depends on which way you're looking at it. But it's still making 90 degrees, whichever way it's going. So that's our right angle. Next up, an obtuse angle. Remember? Backing it up. Beep, 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 beep. So we've got our common endpoint. We still have our common endpoint. I'm going to take it out to the right again. And now I'm going to have my imaginary line. So here's my imaginary 90 degree line. And I know it needs to be bigger than 90 degrees. So I'm going to take it out here. So our straight line is this way. And this is going to be an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle being anything that is greater than 90 degrees and less than 180. So we have our straight line at 180, which we'll do next. And this is our obtuse angle. So it's between the 90 and the 180. Okay? And this is an obtuse angle. So it's got 2 rays, common endpoint, so it's an angle, and it's larger than 90, less than 180. It's obtuse. Straight angle, easiest one. A straight line, but we put a dot right here in the middle so that I know and you know it is an angle. Okay, so it has common starting point, starts right here at my marker, but it goes straight, back and forth. And I have my little angle sign there, letting me know and letting you know that this is an angle. It's not just a line. You're telling me that it is a straight or a flat angle. It's just like the top of the tables. And this is a straight angle. Again, two arrowheads going opposite ways, common endpoint, 180 degrees. Alright, now we're getting closer to Pac-Man. Common endpoint, right here. It's going out. And now we've got our imaginary 180 degree line here, so I know I need to be bigger than 180 degrees. So I'm just going to throw it out down here, make my little angle hump, so I know that we're measuring this angle. So here's 0. We're going to crank it up. Here's 90. Bring it all the way over, and it's 180. And then down here, it's greater than 180. It doesn't matter the exact measurement at this point, but it's greater than 180. So, and again, we're almost looking like we're making a Pac-Man, right? Pac-Man is hungry. Big ol' mouth. Alright, and this is our reflex angle. Okay? We're going strong. We're doing it. That's what it actually looks like. Reflex angle. Now remember, if you need to write these back down in your notes, it's just writing it down, repeating it is going to help you remember. If you write it in blue, you actually remember it a little bit more. Don't forget, I know a lot of things. Okay. Now, that little starting point that we keep making, we're going to give it a name. It doesn't matter what angle it is. We're going to start with the acute one because we know I like the cute little thing. And this endpoint right here is going to be called our vertex. That is our vertex. I still write sloppy too. Alright, so no matter what kind of point it is, the starting point, so where we have my starting line, that is my vertex. Remember it. I haven't left my marker this whole video yet. That's crazy. It doesn't happen. Okay, so now the measure for the angle, we'll do a 90 this time. That 90 again, that's 90 degrees. 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Oh no. Sweetie. We know I need it all day long. Don't forget, if we bring McDonald's, we bring sweet tea to Miss Kristen. Alright. So, next up, bisector. So I'm going to have my angle. We'll do a 90 again. That's my time up alarm. So I know I don't go too long. So we have our 90-degree angle, and I want to bisect it. I'm going to cut it exactly in half. So if it's 90 degrees, 90 divided by 2 will be 45 and 45. So I'm going to take it out like this. And now this angle, remember our little humps? When we have them close like that, that means that you're telling me that you know that they're the same in measurement. Okay? Now this right here, remember, is going to be our adjacent angle. It's adjacent because the angles are adjacent to each other. Just like when me and India were standing right next to each other, we were adjacent. We were sharing the same chair arm. Adjacent. Adjacent line. Okay? So it's an adjacent line because the two angles are next to each other, and it is a bisector because it is cutting the two exactly in half. So remember, bisector meaning exactly in half. Cut in half. Good. Alright, I'm going to cut it off there. And we'll continue with all that transversal and stuff that everybody hates in the next video. Alright? Keep going, guys. You're doing good.